It's Gilliangladrag. It's Gilliangladrag. It's Gilliangladrag Fluff-a-torium. 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 Show.
Oh, hello. Well, hello. Booey has come to sit on the chair only because I've got some oatcake. Yes, that is literally the only reason. I thought you might have wanted to say hello to everyone in the new studio. And welcome to my new studio, everyone. That's it. You're over now. Come on, this way, Booey. Off you get. Jolly good. Well done. And good morning. Rest of oatcake given. Okay. I didn't have the dog treats. So we've moved premises. I'm in my new studio and I can't find anything. So I suddenly thought, I keep suddenly thinking, oh, where's this, where's that? So I couldn't find the dog treats. Yesterday I ran a workshop and it was for needle felting, and normally I do have a box of Band-Aid plasters on the side, just in case anyone stabs themselves in the finger. And I started the workshop and thought, where are they? Don't know where those are. Couldn't find all the plates for the cake. Anyway, I've got all the stuff for today's free live tutorial, which is to make the rope, the Macramé Rope Rainbows, okay? So, of which here is one, okay? And here is another, okay? And then I'm going to finish making the third one for you now during the tutorial. So what this is a lovely, lovely kit that comes in one of our kit packets. And inside you get the macrame rope, which kind of looks like this before we cut it off. And then you're going to cut the rope, and you either can make 2 key rings like these, or you can make one larger sort of wall hanging-y type rainbow, which is what I'm going to do during this now, hopefully, if I can thread the needle live on camera. And then you also get an amazingly jam-packed packet of cotton yarns inside in pastel colours, very pretty. This is like our vintage pastel set, okay? And you get these rather gorgeous heart-shaped key rings, 2 of those like this. So you can either use those for the key rings or you can use it as a hanger for the bigger rainbow, okay? You get 1 metre of craft wire. I've got a great big reel of it here. And then you get 1 metre of the rope, and then you get a set of instructions as well. And now you're going to have the video too, so that's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the last ring of the rainbow, okay, of the larger one, all right? And then I'm going to explain how you add on all of the sort of decorations and how you put it together. Now, before you start, so you've got to decide, am I going to make 2 key rings or I'm going to make the larger rainbow, okay? And if you want to, I think you can buy more of the rope from us because you actually get rather a lot of the cotton yarn. So you could make more with the yarn in the pack if you just bought yourself some more rope. So you've got to decide which one you want to do, okay, that's the first thing. Then you've got to cut your pieces according to the instructions. So once you've cut your pieces, then what you do is you cut some of the wire, okay, to match the size of the piece of each piece that you've cut, just leaving a little bit of a gap at each end, okay, because these are going to be your clouds under the rainbow when it's all finished, okay. And then you're going to use a little bit of tape to attach them. So the method I've devised for making these is glueless. No glue, even though we do obviously have a strong love of gem tack, don't we, Christopher? Is he paying attention?
There's no gem tack.
There's no gem tack in this feature, I'm afraid. So I've devised doing this just using needle and thread, which I think holds it together better than using like hot glue guns and various different glues, all right? But yeah, you do just need a little bit of tape. And what I've done is I've taped the craft wire onto the rope, okay? And so that then holds it into the rainbow shape, all right, for each arc. Okay, so you need to do that first of all. So I'm not going to bore you with that bit. You also get a packet of yarn darners, my favourite needles, because they have a nice big eye and they're super sharp and really long. Okay, so it's great for this project. So you get a whole packet of those as well in your pack. So this is the one that I'm going to start off doing and showing you. So if we can just go to the overhead camera now, Chris. Hopefully I'm in the right place for Instagram. Here's my 2 that I've made already, okay? Here's the set that I'm going to be making today, all right? And as you can see, they've got long threads left on those. And then this is my final piece. So you can see I've attached my wire. It starts here and it goes all the way around and it finishes here, okay? I've put a piece of tape there, there, there and there, okay? And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do this pale green colour, which I don't know if it looks that colour on your screen, but it is actually a really pastel-y green, okay? So the way I do this is I take the end of it and I point it inwards towards the middle of the rainbow and I leave a kind of couple of inches there, okay? So they're pointing that way. Okay, let me get these out of the way so maybe you can see a bit better what I'm doing. And then you're going to leave this little gap at the end. So I'd probably start about 2 centimetres from the very end of the rope, although you can trim this at the end as well. And then I'm going to start wrapping. Do you know what? I'm going to use a different colour. I'm going to use a darker colour. Let me use the darker green because I feel like this is going to be clearer if I use a darker colour. Let's use this colour. Right, so there's my thread there. Hopefully you can see that. Just going up that way. So it's almost going to trap this in as I wind it round, okay? Then I'm going to start winding it. Now, when you're winding it, you want a firm, even pressure and you want to wrap like this. That's a wrap as in a W-R-A-P, not R-A-P. Although, Chris, do you have a wrap for us this morning? No, that was actually, he didn't know that was coming.
No, you blindsided me there, I'm afraid. Sorry.
No, okay. All right, so I'm now going to actually turn this around and go the other way. Am I in the right place? I think I am. All right. So what I tend to do is I'll do this as fast as I can because obviously I've got a way to go here. What I tend to do is I completely wrap the whole of the arc of the rainbow in one colour first, okay? And then I add my little designs over the top afterwards. And I'm going to show you how to do that so that you don't so that you don't see any ends, and you don't need any glue or anything like that, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way to the end, and then once you reach the end, we're going to leave a tail of about 20-30 centimetres, something like that. And then we are going to thread it onto a needle. And then I'm going to show you how you then thread it back through to the other side, to the middle, and then you come out of the middle. So you can see the ones that are lying on the table here have all got their threads now, their first colour threads coming up in the middle there. That's what you're going to be aiming for. Oh, I have a question. Okay, that's exciting.
Coming in early from Instagram, we've got Roland Butter.
No way.
Roland Butter on Instagram. Is it important to go clockwise?
Oh dear.
Well, you did you?
I don't know that I did go clockwise, did I?
I don't think Roland Butter's taking that seriously.
Roland, can I call you Roly for short? That's my first question. I don't think it matters which way you wrap, actually. No. Look, I'm speeding up now. I'm sensing this is quite a long arc that I need to wrap with cotton. So I've sped up. But what I just want to show you or make clear is that really, ideally, you don't want to be overlapping your threads when you're doing this. What you want is a nice, even pressure. And then as you wrap, you should be able to avoid gaps, but get the cotton sitting completely next to each of the previous rings, if that makes sense. But you can go either way. So if you're left-handed, you want to wrap anti-clockwise, then that's fine. And hopefully that answers Roland's question.
Hey, you know what? You've got subtitles.
What?
On Facebook.
Have I?
You have.
How's that happened?
If I'm honest, I haven't a clue.
Did you make that happen? We've got an all fan-dabby-dozy new setup now. We're in the new studio. We're in my new studio. Eventually, we're going to end up in another new studio next door, which is going to be our new TV studio. But we've got some different gadgets and gizmos, and maybe that's what has caused the subtitles on Facebook. So, is it subtitling it as I speak? How does it know what I mean? Is it spelling everything correctly?
Man at Facebook
frantically typing.
Frantically typing it all in.
All right, I'm nearly there, guys. I don't want to excite anybody, but I've nearly reached the end of my rainbow arc. All right, so I'm just going to go over the tape now. I may not have done this as neatly and tidily as I might have done if I'd been very relaxed and doing this on my own. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just leave a massive tail on it, okay? I'm going to cut the end off here and move that out the way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just thread this now into my yarn darner. And I'm sorry if anyone hates this when you lick the end of the thread. She says, doing it again, because that is the only way I'm going to get it threaded live on camera. Right, okay, there we go. So we're threaded into our yarn darner, all right? We've got it finished here, all right? So now what I'm going to do, and this is the clever bit, can you zoom in or not? I can't remember what you said, but is that dodgy if you zoom in? He's zooming in, folks. Okay, everyone hold on to their hats. That's fine, that's enough. All right, so what I want to show you is that I'm then going to go on the underside of my arc of my rainbow. I'm then going to take the thread, obviously with it threaded through the needle, as far as I can with the needle, and then I'm going to then pull it out just here, all right, comme ça. Like that, okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm just going to try and not make too much of a mess, and then I'm going to come out here like so. Okay, now if you're more organized than I am, which you probably will be, you will have a ruler or a tape measure so that you know exactly where the middle of your rainbow is. I'm going to go for about here. But what you want to do is you want to find the middle of it, okay? And you just want to take your thread all the way to the middle. Let's just go for there. Okay, pushing that through. Can be quite tight and difficult to pull through. Just do your best, it's fine. And as you can see, I've created a few little gaps in so doing. So just close that up again, okay? And then now I'm just going to take this through to the top of my rainbow arc. So you want the thread to come out, excuse me, of the very top of it. Like so, all right? So that's my first colour done, and that's like my base colour done, if you like. Let's get these ones out of the way for a second. And this is the one we're working on, okay? And then I'm just going to unthread that, okay? It's a tiny bit long, but let's just go with that. And that's going to sit at the top. So when you first cut your pieces of rope, okay, you want to make sure that they all nestle into each other and that they're all roughly the right length. But I do give you, you can zoom out again a bit now, Chris.
I'll come to you instead.
Okay, hello.
That's what I like to do.
Okay, so you do get the instructions in the kit that give you the exact measurements for each sort of rainbow, okay? So as long as you stick to that, they should be fine. But just make sure that they nestle into one another, okay? And now what I'm going to show you how to do is how to add the little decorations, decorative colours on top of what you've done. So let's just have a little think about this. What colour do we want? Let's go with a pale pink, I think, to start with, all right? So I'm just going to get a little bit of this now, and I'm going to thread it into another needle. Okay, so let's just bear with me a second while I do that and talk amongst yourselves. Okay, all right.
Is everybody getting lovely pictures at home? Would somebody tell me that it works at home? I've been working very hard.
He
On
has.
this,
He's
working
been.
very hard.
Yes, he's been.
It'd be
Well,
lovely if somebody said, "My God, you've got lovely pictures."
come on, Roland. Have you got lovely pictures? Roland seems chatty this morning.
Roland's probably watching in black and white.
All right, so I want to show you how to do these little designs on top, and it's entirely up to you what you do, but I'll show you a few options, okay? But what we're going to do, again, to hide the end, is we're going to come in again from the side, all right, like that. So say I wanted to start my decorations, say there, all right? I'm just going to come in from the side, and I'm going to hide the end of the yarn just by making sure that it's just trapped underneath my green, like that, okay? And then I'm just going to be wrapping it. So say, for example, I wanted to do a little bit of colour here. Let's just say I'm just going to do a few wraps on top to make a little band of colour of the pink there. I haven't done it very well. I feel like I'm sort of rushing this because I'm doing it fast to show you guys, but you get the general idea. And then if I then wanted my next little wrap of colour to be a bit further along, I would then just insert and move it along a bit and bring it out, say here, okay, like that. All right, so I've got my first little wrap there. Say I wanted to do some crisscrosses. Okay, I'm just going to turn it round.
Crisscrosses?
Actually, do you know what? Here's a top tip for you. You've got this long thread hanging out, which you are going to need in a little while. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it round the very top here. Otherwise, it's really annoying and it kind of gets in the way when you're doing this bit and making it look pretty. So I'm just going to get that out the way to start with. Okay, so say I wanted to do some crisscrosses. Then I'm just going to go around like this. Let's go up to the middle like that, okay? And then I'm going to go back in the opposite direction like that. And all the time I'm keeping it quite taut, okay? So that, I've just dropped a needle on the floor, but hey, that's fine. We can deal with that. And then wherever I'm going to finish, say I'm going to, actually, let's do another one. No, let's finish it there. So say I'm going to finish it here, then I would just get the needle back in here, and then I'm just going to take it back and out down the side. What? Why are you making noises?
I just made a noise because I'm being asked by Marino and Tomatoes if I'm checking the YouTube chat too.
Oh, Christopher, come along now.
Out of eyes. I haven't got any eyes left. I can manage.
We have to get you some more eyes. All right.
How can I do that? Bear with.
All right. Anyway, so apologies if Christopher's missing your questions on YouTube. We will address that immediately. All right. So that's that. I've got a little bit of my wire hanging out there. I think that's from me doing it too quickly. There we go, sorted, all right? Hopefully everyone can see. So this bit that's wrapped around here in the middle is just my thread going up, okay? But now I could trim that off at the side there, like that. Right close, and then you won't see it, and you'll just hide your end. And then maybe we'll do something, a different colour on the other side. So let me just thread up another colour here. And you get plenty of these cottons in the pack. So I'm just going to do some more licking. Oh, it's actually Vile, isn't it? Sorry. And then I'm just going to quickly show you what else can we do? Well, we could just do some single wraps actually. So I'm just going to, again, come in from the side. If you want to, you could come in right from the middle there. That's another option. Let's just come out, say there. And if I do that, and I'm just going to pull off a bit of yarn, cut the end, because we don't need any more. And then I'm just going to pull that so you can't see the end. All right. And then I'm just going to do some little wraps going round like this.
So I can now ask you the question.
Oh,
from
go ahead.
YouTube.
Yes, yes, yes.
So Judith, Merino and Tomatoes.
Yes, hi Judith.
Hey Gillian, hi Chris. Hello. Can't you put the wire in the cord instead of attaching it to it with tape?
What,
Do you
feed
know
it
what I
through?
mean?
Feed it through the middle?
I presume that's what she means.
You can if it's a really short piece of cord, but it's actually really, really difficult to do it if it isn't, which is why I ended up attaching it to the outside because I mean, if it was a thread through a needle and you could push it through more easily, then yes, but I found it really, really difficult to do that. And it's actually really easy to stick it on the outside and you cover it up and it doesn't really matter. So that's my answer to that question. But if you want to feed it through the middle, you can feed it through the middle.
And Freya Clark on YouTube. Good morning, Gillian.
Good morning.
I'm watching you on YouTube.
Yes.
And I must say, it looks all rather splendid.
Good.
Thanks, Ruth.
Oh.
And also somebody called Richard Burford.
Yes.
He says, looks great, Chris.
Oh,
Well
thank you, Richard Burford. That's very kind of you.
done. And Roland Butter
Yes.
says, is there no end to your talents, Chris?
Oh, funny.
He did actually make some comment earlier about he didn't choose his name.
Roland?
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine he did.
Lots of people say beautiful pictures.
It's like Teresa Green. Right, okay. We love a funny name, by the way. If you've got a funny name, let me know it because they make me laugh. Right, I'm going to get rid of that now. And so that's how you do all your little designs. It may not have been my best work. I've done it really quickly, okay? But if you want to do something more ornate, you can. So just need to make sure that you're going in and out from the ends, okay?
Oh,
So,
you want me to cut to you?
well, I was kind of like looking at you, looking at the camera, looking at you, but you know.
Well, I was reading the messages.
Yes, no, it's fine.
And
I can't
Michelle
actually see.
Chandler on Facebook
Oh,
says,
there
are
we
you
go.
doing classes now?
Well, yes, kind of yes and no. So we're doing classes, but we're in tier 1, is it here, for the COVID tiers. We're still in the rule of 6, so we can't have more than 6 people in the room at any one time. So that yesterday I had 5 people in here plus me, socially distanced, wearing masks. And that's fine if I'm teaching, but I can't get outside teachers to come in and teach. So so the answer to that's kind of yes and no. So what we're doing a lot of at the moment here in my actual studio are one-on-ones. So if you wanted to come and do a one-on-one, you can, and we can book you in to do that with me for felting or knitting, crochet and stuff with Clary, or we're doing sewing with our new teacher Fiona who works on Sewing Bee. And yeah, mostly one-on-ones in the whole kind of COVID juice situation. So, and then me on here, which is obviously another option if you want to learn anything. So we can do it digitally. All right, so back to the rope rainbows. So I've now decorated my final top arc of the rainbow. All right, so now I want to explain to you how I'm going to get them all together without using any glue. All right, so
Are you not going to make all the other ones?
I've already done it, darling. You're not paying attention.
I'm reading messages.
Okay,
I'm
look.
pushing buttons.
Okay,
For God's sake.
all right.
Did you make all those while I wasn't watching?
No. All right, so go back to the overhead shot a sec. All right, so you can see. All right, so here are my key rings. Here's the one we're making. All right. So you can see I've got all my hanging threads now. I just need to take my glasses off so I can see what I'm doing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start with the bottom one. We're going to thread that through the needle. Sorry, I feel like the threading of the needle is really dull. Sing a song.
Sing a song.
Well, I'm threading my needle.
One brown.
No, not that one.
Okay.
No. Is that seriously the only song you know?
It's the one that always comes to. It's the one.
Okay, I've done
that
it.
always
I've done
comes
it.
to mind.
I've done it. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to thread up now so that we end up with all of the threads right at the top of the rainbow, okay? So obviously this is the first one, and I'm going to thread it first of all through here, okay? So now we've attached that to there like that. And then I'm going to, I feel like they're not all entirely in the centre of their arcs, if I'm honest, because I was doing it rather quickly. Because it's been jolly busy, hasn't it, Christopher?
Is it?
What with moving the old premises and everything.
I personally hadn't noticed.
We've been a little bit busy. All right, so that's come out the top there. In fact, I actually don't know how we're all still alive. But anyway, and then I'm going to take the second rainbow thread. I'm going to thread that through my trusty yarn darner. Oh, I do love a yarn darner. Right, okay, almost as much as I love gem tack. And then obviously you can just pull these apart a bit. We can tighten them up in a mo. So I'm going through this one first. Oh, gets a little bit cack-handed at this point, but I'll do my best. Okay, that one goes through there. Then I'm going to go up through the green one at the top, like this. Okay, and then that one goes through there. Then finally, it's happened to me. Okay, finally, we're taking the blue one. And I hope these threads are clean, actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. There's me, like, licking away. Okay, and then probably covered in COVID juice. Okay, and then going through the final one. Up, oopsie, oops, a diddly daisy do. We just need to prevent that from happening by just doing that. And then by doing that. There we go. All right, she's done it, everyone. Everyone give me a round of applause in your houses, please. Not you, Christopher, not you. All right, so... So now I want to explain how this works. Okay, I may not actually do it now, but I'm going to explain it to you. Now you take your keyring fob or your hanger or whatever you want it to be. And as you can see, let me show you, here's one I prepared earlier. What we're doing is we're going to go over the keyring fob, then we're going to bring all the threads down again and tie them in a little knot at the bottom, all right? And once you know how, you're like, oh, right, I see. Let's just trim them all to the same length, actually, and remove extraneous cotton. There we go. Right. So we're bringing them all around like that, okay? And then I'm going to spare you the boredom of me doing it.
Oh, right, I see.
Well, let me do one, actually. Let me do one. Yeah, so obviously it's a bit tricky to get all four through at once. Well, I don't know. I mean, sorry, some people might be able to get all four through at once, but I'm not going to attempt that. I'm going to do them one at a time again. Look, this is a tutorial on needle threading. And obviously going down in a slightly different place, through them one at a time again, all the way back through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this in one fell swoop. Let's give it a good old go though. Right through down to there. And I have got a little pair of pliers here actually, quite handy for pulling back through again.
I do want those back, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was because I couldn't find my pliers because we've moved. But anyway. All right, so you can see there so far I've only done one. I've done the pink one. All right. But you would bring them all back through to the bottom. And once you've got them all through, you then tie a knot here with all four of them. And then I've just left a few bits hanging, okay, at the bottom. A little decorative knot, okay, so that's nice. Little decorative accent. Right, so the final thing that I need to talk to you about is how to get the sides together, all right? So once you've got your rainbow arc like this, all right, then you're going to thread up another bit. Now, I'm probably going to go with the colour I've used at the bottom to make it show the least, because that's where it gets threaded up and in and around, as it were, all right? So I'm going to cut myself off a piece of the cotton again, and I'm just going to thread it through here again. Okay, so through it goes. There we go. And then what you're going to do, you're going to come in from the side to a point, I'd say probably around there-ish, all right? And then just pull it up and in from the side so you don't see the tail, okay? And then you're going to go all the way through the four again. Oh, I feel like I might have hit the metal. Hit the metal. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to push those down, and then again I am just going to use Christopher's pliers, which he will be getting back later, all the way through like that. Okay, and this is how we can negate the use of glue, which is a great thing in my opinion. And then you're going to come back down just in a slightly different place again, all the way through again. All right, so I'm just going to stand it on its end and do a little bit of pushing through like that. There we go. And then I'm going to grab the ends again, and I'm just going to pull it through again so that I get those held together. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook it around another piece of yarn, and I'm actually going to try and push it right down the center this time of the piece of rope. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull it out at the end, and then I'm going to snip it off, and then hopefully you won't even see. If I snip it off up there a little bit, there we go. And then that's pretty much held together there like that, without any glue whatsoever. Okay, so you would do the same the other side. Okay, you'll have your hanger in place like this, and you'll have it so that you can actually have the heart at the bottom, that's it. And you'll have all your threads coming down to the bottom like so, and you'll have your little knot just here. You'll have the other side attached as well like that. And then the final thing that I would do once you've done all of that is to trim your ends, because they're never going to be perfectly straight. And these are your little clouds at the end of your rainbow, which is so cute. There we go, like that. Okay, so then, oh, I do love trimming things like that. If you've got a good, solid, sharp pair of scissors, there's nothing more satisfying than doing this. It's like trimming pom-poms, isn't it, Christopher?
I've always said that.
Yes, I know.
I've always said that. When I was down the pub with the lads, I was telling them about trimming my pom-poms.
Were you? Right, yes, okay. So that's going to be there. There's going to be a little knot here that's going to be tied off. That's going to be at the top. That's going to be together. You'll have trimmed your little clouds at the bottom. Look, and so there's the big one. So either you get 2 little ones or 1 big one. So that's our kit. And that's how you make it. Do you know what? My keyring fob is literally falling apart, and I was kind of waiting to get this done because I think I might use one of these. So cotton yarn, it's quite strong. I suppose it's a bit like string, cotton string. You've got, in this case, 3 lots of it going over the fob and back down again, tied in a knot. So it should be fairly hardy, and then you've got the rope underneath and the keyring fob. So there's nothing really too much to fall apart. You know, some keyrings fall apart, and it's a good quality keyring fob. It's one of those ones that splits in the middle, and you can, it's quite difficult to get your keys on, but once they're on type fob. Okay, so any more questions concerning the Macramé Rope Rainbows kit? He used to sit over there when I was on screen, and now he's sitting over there. I can't really see him without the glasses.
I'm going to move again next time.
Like the Scarlet Pimpernel.
And I'm getting to get to the point where I'm not even in the room.
Yeah, we are actually. We'll get to the point where he's not even in the room, and then I'll be in a right old 2 and 8. That's Cockney rhyming slang for state, if you are not from the UK. Anyway, any more questions, or can I talk about something else now?
I'd just like to say that Marino and Tomato says that she's having problems with YouTube.
Oh.
And I think it's you, I'm afraid, Marino and Tomato.
Oh, dear.
I would like to say.
I hope
if anybody else can just say, yes, please, I'm please watching on YouTube, and it's all right.
What problems is she having? Or don't we know?
Kicked her out.
Oh. Anyway, if you are having problems on YouTube, we'll upload a version of it. But any more questions that you can see, Christopher? Yeah?
There was a question earlier about opening times for the shop.
Oh, opening times for the shop are currently COVID dependent. They are currently Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 11 till 3. We may change that to 10 till 4, but if they change the tier we're on, we won't. So we're waiting to find out. Or Tuesdays and Thursdays are by appointment, and I'm usually here. So call me first if you're coming on a Tuesday or Thursday. Otherwise, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 11 till 3, maybe 10 till 4 soon. So I want to talk to you about what I'm going to do next Sunday, the 25th of October. And it is to make the Advent calendar kit, as I promised, okay? However, the company that make the Advent calendar kits have let us down. To be fair, I think they've had an outbreak in their factory, and they can't get any more to us, to cut a long story short. Can you just go to the overhead a sec, Chris? The Advent calendar kit is going to look like this when it's made, okay? So you will get a lot of felt templates like this, and then you get a lot of silver thread like this, lots of different colour pieces of felt, and we're going to make all these different coloured and shaped baubles. Okay, back to me please, darling. And we're going to fill them with like sweeties. He doesn't like it when I audibly vision mix. We're going to fill them all with sweeties. So what I'm going to do this week is create our own version of this kit, because we can't get any more from them. Ours might be slightly superior, if I'm honest, but hopefully the price point will be about the same. So give me about 48 hours on that, and I'm going to try and recreate another kit to make the Advent calendar. We've still got a month to make it, because we don't need to have them ready to go till the 1st of December. So it will be felt based, it will be cutting, sewing, gluing and stuffing. And I'm going to stuffing with sweets and stuff, not stuffing with toy stuffing. We need something inside them that's more exciting than that.
Sort of sage and onion.
Not sage and onion stuffing, no.
It's going to go off.
I'm thinking, what are those little round Lindt sweeties, chocolates that you could... Am I not meant to say things like that on here? It's advertising.
I don't know.
Some sort of generic wrapped chocolates that we can stuff into the ad. Anyway, because you've got to have something every day, haven't you? So all the baubles will be different shapes, different colours. We're going to have silver thread. We're going to hang it from dowel. I might paint it if I've got time to look like a candy cane. You know, this is all in my head at the moment. Don't hold me to that. So that's next Sunday, 25th of October. We're going to be making some sort of felt Advent calendar, all right? So if you want to know about kits becoming available ASAP, please subscribe to my newsletter, which you can do at the foot of the homepage of our website. And, oh, have you got a question? Or are you just doing funny gesticulating?
Should be subscribing to YouTube.
I was going to come on to that.
What did I say?
Like and subscribe.
What?
Because if you like and subscribe on YouTube, I think it tells you when we're doing it informs you when we're going live for another tutorial. And the quality is better on YouTube than it is on Instagram or Facebook, and it's widescreen. So if you can like and subscribe, I would recommend that.
I would as well.
And if you want to be informed of when we've got new stuff coming out, special offers, all of that kind of thing, if you subscribe to our newsletter, I highly recommend that as well, because I do special offers. Now, the other thing I was going to say was I shall be doing a poll shortly on Instagram to ask you, because I think I'm also going to try and do Divine Delilah, which is our tree topper angel, all right? So I want to try and do a live tutorial on her. And then I also want to try and do Bob the Rob. Christopher's sighing at the thought of all of these. So Bob the Rob is our needle felted robin kit. Okay, I've got a kit somewhere. Where is it? Here. So here comes, is a little needle felting kit. All right. So that's Bob the Rob. I want to do Bob the Rob, and I want to do Divine Delilah. We've also got Hallelujah Hattie. We've got a couple of kits, but she's one of them. She comes in a bigger kit like that. She's a wet felting kit, okay? And I'm going to do a poll on Instagram asking which you'd like first, okay? So if you want to get involved with that, you can. But otherwise, I shall see you here 11 a.m. next Sunday for Felt Advent Calendar Madness, okay? And thank you for joining in. And over and out for now. Cheery bye. Any more questions, just put them on and I'll answer them.